Okay, here we go again. Sorry, guys. It is what it is, guys. I know that with all the people stuck at home, internet service is probably not working the best, as you guys know. So sorry about that. We were doing a great interview with Mark Amore. He is a huge WWE fan, wrestling fan, and we were talking a little bit about WrestleMania. So hopefully you guys come back to watch what's going on. In the meantime, if you guys hadn't realized, I'm wearing my 2020 March 26th opening day. I know I showed this hat already, but I figured I would show this hat in honor. Let's see here. I got to put in the clipboard again, the copy for the link, just in case Mark comes back on. We can throw him back on there. And I have some more questions to ask him. But I'm wearing the Giants opening day hat. I mentioned earlier in another podcast that if you haven't gotten this hat, you should go pick it up, because this hat to me. Hey, yeah, thank you, Mark, for coming back. Hopefully, give it a couple seconds, let some people get in here so we could have people come back on, because, yeah, that internet sucks. I'll put you back on in just a second. So if you guys hadn't got this opening day hat, I'd probably go get it. That's just my opinion on this, because now that it says March 26th, obviously there's no actual real opening day, but I really like the underneath with the sweatband, because it's actually a really soft, silky sweatband. It's like a suede almost, but it's really comfortable. Has the green underbrim, so really nice. So thought I'd wear that one. Now, let's go back to Mark. I don't see anybody on here, but that is okay. I know they'll join back on here. Okay. Oh, and he changed hats. I love it. He picked out the green and red Yankees hat.
You sent me that one.
Oh, that's the one I sent you?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. So do you actually like it or what?
I love it. It's probably my top 3 favorite hats, to be honest.
Really? Interesting. Okay. Is it because of the colorway or the Yankees?
Well, the Yankees are my favorite team, but the colorway is very nice, quite Christmassy, and I love Christmas.
Okay. And what did you think when I sent you the Chicago Bulls stuff? Because I didn't realize or didn't remember that you actually liked the Miami Heat, and I sent you Chicago Bulls stuff.
I didn't care. I want to get a hat of every NBA team, so just help me out.
Yeah. I'm like, I was trying to figure out, and I saw you wear Chicago Bulls in like one picture, because I was stalking your Instagram there.
Cut out again.
Okay. Are we back? I'm talking to everybody. Since this is being a crazy day, with the network connection. Are we back?
Day?
Yes, today is a crazy day. Do you want to say hi to everybody? I don't know if they can see you. So do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, anybody.
There you go. Oh, Reds fan says, yo. Let me plug this in real quick. Man, I got a Hatter production going on today. So, damn it. This is really frustrating because, like, I don't know. Like I said, I think too many people need to go back to work so I could get my podcast time back. Okay. Let's see here. Hi, T-Ball. Mark says hi.
Hi.
Okay, so let's try this again. We'll see how it goes. J38 says hi, Tolsino. He just called you Bacon Boy.
What?
Yep, he called you Bacon Boy.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to put the link back in, see if anybody shows up. So anyways, talking to Mark, he's wearing a sweet New York Yankees hat, the red and the green one. He is a Miami Heat fan by trade. Let's get Mark back on here. Oh, my God. Just because I switched locations to see if that would help, because that's like the second time in like 5 minutes.
We'll see if it works. So what are you looking for?
Okay, so what were we talking about? I lost track of what we were talking. Oh, who were the other matches you were looking forward to? You said Undertaker, AJ Styles, and then we were talking about his lifetime contract with WWE.
Yeah.
What are the other matches you're looking forward to?
Becky Shayna, that should be a good match. I mean, I think this will be the end of Becky's reign, but I'm excited to see what Shayna could do as the champion, although a few of my friends don't want to see Shayna as the champion.
I'm not saying I don't like Shayna. I don't know. I don't know about you. I come from like the old school mentality in the sense, I've been watching wrestling since I was like 5-6 years old. And it's like, I hate it when like a newer wrestler comes in and like they're instantly the champion. And I understand she's not really like a rookie per se, but like in the wrestling industry or business, she's very green in that sense, but not on her experience. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's time, because I remember back in the day, seriously, you used to have to wait like 3, 4, 5 years before you even got a championship match. Does that not bother you at all? Or do you think with her type of background, it's okay? I think what set that off for me the most was Gail Kim making like her debut match back in the day. And she wins the Divas Championship.
Doesn't bother me. I mean, Becky has beaten everybody, so there has to be some new competition, and clearly that's Shayna. And she was the dominant NXT Women's Champion, so I think she deserves a title match at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's title.
Do you think that they almost made it too easy for her in NXT? Because I feel like with like Bayley and stuff and Asuka and whatnot, they kind of put them up a little bit longer, a little bit more of competitive fights, that they built up the matches a little bit more. With her, it's like it seems like the matches end too quick sometimes.
I do think she was booked a wee bit too dominantly. I mean, most of the time, her friends, well, Jessamine Duke and the other one, I can't remember her name, always interfered in that match to help her win somehow. I mean, I think her reign just lasted a wee bit too long. I think there was a time they should have given it to Mia Yim, but that they clearly didn't do that. But I don't know, Rhea, I think she was the right one later.
Now, first of all, you cannot forget Roderick Strong's wife, Marina Shafir.
Oh, that's her name.
Marina Shafir.
That's her name.
Come on, man. Velveteen Dream had her on her pants, on his pants.
Velveteen Dream, he's amazing.
Patrick Clark is a very interesting guy. When I first saw him, I didn't know what to expect from him, but he has done very good at doing this whole thing as the Velveteen Dream. But Patrick Clark, to me, man, he came out of nowhere, and he's freaking awesome already, and he's still very green. Now, and they're putting him in some high-profile situations, and he's actually doing very good. Do you expect to see him called up after WrestleMania, or even making a shot on the WrestleMania?
I think he could be called up, but the problem if they call him up, Vince McMahon, I don't think will like his character too much, so he'll sort of just get lost in the shuffle, which is my fear for most NXT people. But if Triple H is running the show, then I think Velveteen Dream would probably be pushed into sort of an intercontinental title reign as soon as he came up. But I don't know. As long as Vince runs the show, nobody that he doesn't like is getting any sort of a title match.
And that's the problem, because there's a lot of guys that come from NXT, AOP, the Revival. I even like personally the Vaudevillains when they were there. Who was another one? The Ascension, weren't they like 2 times NXT champions? They come up and they're turned into freaking sideshows. No Way Jose was another one, and there was a couple other ones, obviously. But it's like they bring them up and they just make them look like jokes, and I hate that fact. Even Tyler Breeze was really good at NXT, and little spoiler. He changed his whole he cut his hair and put his hair like brown and stuff. It doesn't even look like Tyler Breeze no more on the NXT from yesterday. And he shaved and everything. Doesn't even look like him no more. It's like, that's Tyler Breeze.
The one that really annoyed me was Ember Moon. She was great in NXT, and she, like, where's she been?
Right? What the fuck? Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it's dumb. Okay, so last question. What do you think? Do you think Rhea Ripley is actually going to be winning the match against Charlotte, or are we going to be hearing Charlotte's the dominant one? And do you think she's going to win the belt, or do you think she's going to win the match but not the belt?
I think it's for the title, so if she wins, she would get the title. But I think Rhea
disqualification. That's what I'm saying. Disqualification.
I think Rhea will win just because she recently got the title, and I think they need to bring some new women into the scene, unlike Charlotte. It's the same sort of women that are always the champion, and always somehow every time at WrestleMania seems to be Charlotte in the title match. Now, I like her, but give other women a chance.
Yeah, I personally like Charlotte. I know my blowhard guy in New York calls her very robotic or machine-rick, but I personally like her. I don't mind her. I understand that she is pushed heavily, but I mean, the rumor has been since like day one that she's going to have more championship belts than her father. So I could totally see that happening. Wrestle Machine, let's see. Major Leagues, how do you keep your white sweatband clean? I don't. I just wear it. YouTube is bottlenecking everything, so maybe there'll be reoccurring issues. Mark pounding a Heineken. Mark, do you have a Heineken?
No.
Red Bull, okay. Who's running this show? Nobody is. Hatteras. That's why we got the production value we do. T-Ball, you get that Deadpool pop. No, he did not get the Deadpool pop. All right. So if anybody else wants to come on, please let us know. We're going to keep Mark on here because we like Mark.
Thanks.
So and I like talking to you guys because, like, one, I've never seen your face other than like on the who is do you get to watch any of the NXT UK stuff, or do you see any of the guys over there that you currently see now in the WWE?
Yeah,
because I know you do. You go to a lot of events and you take pictures, right,
yeah,
with some wrestlers. That's sick.
Yeah, I've met a lot of NXT UK superstars. Travis Banks. Do you know him?
Yep.
Met him. There's a new girl there. I think her name's like Aoife Valkyrie. I met her. She's really cool.
Okay.
Who else have I met? I've met Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven, Tyler Bate.
Okay.
They were really, really nice.
What the hell happened to them?
Yeah, where are they? Where are they?
I don't know. What was it? It wasn't Tyler. It was the other guy. It was the thicker guy. He got injured. What was that? Trent Seven. He got injured there for a minute. So I don't know. He did come back, but now they disappeared again.
I don't know.
I like those guys.
So did I. They were great. I mean, I think they'll pop up eventually, maybe in NXT now, because they've done what they have to do in NXT UK, but at least Pete Dunne's doing well for himself.
Have you had a chance to ever meet Pete Dunne?
No, but my friend has under the show. My friend went to. He had a Pete Dunne sign, and Pete Dunne came over and ripped it up. So he thought that was cool.
The funny part is, I don't know. I feel like, and I'm trying to remember good, but at first I almost didn't really like Pete Dunne, and it wasn't really based off of the way they had his character. I just didn't like him, but I don't know. Now that he was with Matt Riddle, I really like him, and I don't see how I could ever not like him anymore, regardless, because he is, I don't know. He seems like the perfect combo to be with the guy like Matt Riddle, even though Pete Dunne could clearly do things on his own. What do you think of that tag team together?
I'm actually really enjoying that. Like, you get so used to Pete Dunne being a heel dominant sort of a guy, and now he's like a face with Matt Riddle, who's like super entertaining. His entrance, he gets in the ring, the flip flops fly off. That gets me. Um, yeah, I think they're gonna do good things as NXT Tag Team Champions, though. I do really like the Undisputed Era, so I was kind of
Yeah.
sad they lost the titles, but I think Adam Cole will lose his title very soon, and I would be surprised if Undisputed Era come up the main roster.
Yeah, that's probably my biggest shock per se was not losing the title, because I felt like if they would have won their titles back, Adam Cole was going to lose theirs. Now I am kind of surprised that if he doesn't lose it this time around, like I think it's time for them to go up. Now, what do you think about did you see AEW last week with Matt Hardy making his debut?
Yes, I love that. Matt Hardy is like a top 3 favorite wrestler of all time of mine.
Because you said you were going to start watching it, right?
Yeah, I watched the last night some of the highlights on YouTube. Saw like a Matt Hardy, Chris Jericho segment. But yeah, I've seen him live back when he was in TNA. I saw him and Jeff, and I actually met Jeff Hardy. He was like best night of my life. Yeah, I can't wait to see what he does. I'm glad to see the Broken character back, because Vince McMahon once again just doesn't like anything that's not his own creation. So
now
we'll
the Broken
goes.
gimmick, I'm a little confused, because I thought, okay, from what I understand is that I believe when he was in, was it Ring of Honor? No, not Ring of Honor. The TNA, they own the rights to the Broken gimmick per se, unless Hardy was able to actually get it. And they were fighting with WWE to get the gimmick. So I think that's why they didn't use it, they didn't get the rights to be able to use it. Now, with Matt Hardy going to AEW, I wonder why there was that change from he's allowed to use the Broken gimmick now, but he couldn't use it in WWE. Was it, I don't know, was it solely Vince McMahon who didn't want to use it, or they never got the rights, but now that he's in AEW, TNA is letting him use it again?
Well, from what I heard, was actually he owned the gimmick, but like there was the legal battle at the time whenever he wanted to do it with WWE. Then you sort of get the watered down Woken Matt Hardy thing, which was okay. I mean,
it was okay. It was going okay especially with Bray Wyatt. So yeah.
Yeah, well, see, I liked Bray Wyatt then. I'm not very fussed on the Fiend. I just haven't connected yet with the Fiend. Although Goldberg should not have taken the title off him. That's a different story. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what Matt Hardy does. I think Jeff Hardy has a year left in his contract, and I think he will probably go and join him eventually, which, the Hardy Boys, greatest tag team of all time.
And if I remember right, he was part of the Broken gimmick a little bit to an extent, especially around the end, right?
Yeah, he was. I think it started with, I think he Swanton bombed Matt Hardy through a table or something in TNA, and then a few weeks later, he was attacked by Matt Hardy, and then that was the birth of the Broken character.
Because unfortunately, I never really got a chance to watch that whole develop, because TNA just comes on at weird times or on weird channels, and I was never able to keep up with it. So I had to do a lot of YouTube watching. Now, what do you? Okay, there's one thing I keep forgetting to bring up, and now that you're on here, I'm going to make sure I bring it up. What do you think of have you noticed the little background, or like the TV goes out for a quick second into like little fuzziness, or they're doing an interview and you see their back screen TV goes out into like little fuzziness? What do you think that's about? Have you seen that?
I can't say I've noticed that, actually. I mean,
you're in a match, you haven't noticed the screen kind of goes like
green?
No, it goes it makes like a sound, and there's like the lines and stuff, like it's going out of pixelation.
I've never seen that, though. Sometimes when I watch the pay-per-views, like the screen goes green for a minute or two and then just comes back, but I haven't noticed the fuzziness, no.
The big one was on Raw a couple weeks ago. I believe it was Charlie, and she is talking to Andrade and whatnot, and then in the back, the monitor goes like a number, and it goes for like a quick 2 seconds, 3 seconds. At first, I thought it was my TV screwing up, but then I realized it was more of an occurrence each week. They kept popping it subtly into like different matches or into the different background situations. So you haven't noticed that?
No, maybe it means something though. I don't always watch like Raw live because it's on like 1 a.m. in the morning here, but whenever I get a chance to, I do. But no, I haven't noticed it. It could mean something though.
I mean something. I'm not going to ruin NXT for you because I want you to watch it. Do you set your recorder, or how do you watch Raw and SmackDown and all that?
Well, whenever I want to watch it live, there's you've like USA Network. We have things like BT Sport, so they run SmackDown and NXT. So they usually run a highlight show of it. So that's how I would watch it, or else on YouTube on the WWE YouTube channel, they post their highlights.
Hatter is complaining about wrestling talk, but then again, he
Hatter.
talks about band practice and shit like that, and politics like any of us give a shit right now. So, we are here for the people, by the people. It's not just about Hatter's world. Now, okay. Now, do you feel like what happened to that one guy? I already forgot his name because he basically came in the inner circle for like one night. What happened to that guy, like Joe something?
Absolutely no idea.
Yeah,
you
haven't been watching it that long, huh?
I watched the Brody Lee match, the highlights on YouTube, and there was some random guy in a mask, but maybe he's always there. I'm not too sure. Or Inner Circle,
Okay.
did you say? Or Dark Order, sorry?
Yeah, Inner Circle.
Inner Circle.
Inner Circle about 3 weeks ago, so you might have not seen it. There was this big Samoan type dude that came down, and he attacked Ambrose, and then I haven't seen him since. Big burly guy.
No, I have not seen that. I need to watch AEW, to be fair. I mean, there's so much wrestling to watch these days, but no, I'll definitely check that out. I mean, the Inner Circle, I do know most of the guys in it from, I think, LAX or whatever, Santana and the other dude. I know them from TNA. They used to have some really good matches with the Lucha Bros. Although that has me excited in AEW, the Death Triangle. Pac, I've seen him wrestle live. Didn't get to meet him though, because you had to pay like £50 more to meet him. Pentagon and Phoenix, yeah, I'm quite excited about that. They're three incredible wrestlers, three of my favorites.
Now, you brought up a good point. I was going to talk about this. Are you okay with all the factions that are being created? I mean, I almost feel like they're overdoing it, but it seems like everybody's in a faction now. You have the Inner Circle, you have the Death Triangle, you have the Dark Order, you have the Elite, you have the freaking crazy people with Brandy Rhodes. What the fuck is their names already? I already forgot because something. God dang it! What are the girls? What are their names? But there's a shitload of factions now. Are you okay with all the factions being created? Because like Lucha Bros really don't need a faction or anything. They're a great tag team on their own. Are you okay though with them creating the new faction? I mean, is there too many factions?
I think there's too many. Although I do like a good faction. I mean, it's got to be the perfect storyline for a good faction. So the Elite, they kind of built the AEW, so they kind of have to be there. I think the Dark Order, bringing Brody Lee in as the Exalted One or whatever he's called, is a good one. The Inner Circle, yeah, I think that's enough. 3 is enough, but there's so many more, and no doubt there will be more coming in. But factions, yeah, the right time. So like the Shield, loves that faction. I mean,
and that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for I almost said Dean Ambrose. I'm waiting for John Moxley to get a little backup, because how long can he keep going and getting his rear kicked every week on week by himself? Don't you think he's got to have the Shield type people come in eventually?
Eventually, but I don't think Reigns or Rollins are ever going to leave WWE now. Definitely not. So it's not going to be them.
I can't see it. No, yeah. But do you think? That he's going to get a faction here shortly down the line?
I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but I think he can go at it alone. It's kind of why they're booking him, from what I've heard from people who watch AEW. But if he gets a faction, I've lost count of how many AEW factions there is then. But yeah, I think a faction, yeah, it's the only way you can fight them, in my opinion. But we'll have to see what happens there.
Oh, it's called the night. I just came to me. The Nightmare Collective, which basically has been non-existent since Cody Rhodes got his rear kicked by MJF or whatever with the lashes. They haven't really been on TV, which was a kind of a stupid segment, anyways. Now, what do you think of the greatest alien in the world?
Absolutely no idea.
You don't know who the greatest alien in the world is?
No, who's this?
Oh, damn. It's what's her name? She's the new chick, the blonde haired chick. By the way, J38, I'm trying to remember. J38 wants to know what part of England you're in.
I'm not in England, I'm in Northern Ireland.
Ireland, J38, get your countries right.
Northern J38.
God dang it. What was her name? I already forgot.
Blonde hair dude. Is it AEW?
Yeah, it's AEW. She has all the tattoos, or she has all the paintings and stuff, and she's pretty cute. She was just in the championship match or whatnot with, and she got her butt kicked at the last pay-per-view by Nyla Rose. God dang it. What do you think of Nyla Rose as the AEW Women's Champion? I'm kind of torn myself personally.
Well, personally, I've not watched very many Nyla Rose matches. I mean, I do really enjoy indie women's wrestling. Although I haven't really come across her. I think she looks like a dominant champion, and from what I've heard, she is a dominant champion. But I don't know, did she recently win the belt? Because was there not a Japanese girl that had it for a while? Yes. What happened there?
Rio got beat a couple weeks ago, or maybe even a month ago. But yeah, JR always brings up the fact she's 98 pounds, and she basically got killed.
Damn, 98 pounds. That is.
And personally, I didn't think she was going to win the belt in the first place, but she did a very good job of winning it and keeping it and making it look like she was a legit champion. But when she goes up against Nyla Rose, there was a lot of issues with that, because a lot of these women's, like Britt Baker and stuff, who are just getting squashed like no tomorrow, even though she's funny as hell, they can't really compete with Nyla Rose because her body style is just way too big for them. It's almost like this is why you don't see Nia Jax or Tamina really doing anything, because I don't feel like they're compatible with the other women. I know you said you haven't seen a lot of those matches, but did you see that a lot with Nia Jax and Tamina, that a lot of these smaller women cannot compete with them?
Yeah, although I've actually heard Nia Jackson might be returning at WrestleMania. It's a rumor, but I'm not too sure. She's been out a while. But yeah, when Nia was the champion, it's kind of just squashed all the smaller women. Although, didn't Alexa beat her for the title? And she's quite small. Did she beat her for the title again, which I think was a Money in the Bank cash-in, so it's not really a true match. But yeah, she was too dominant, although Ronda should have beat Nia Jax for the title then, which would have made Nia Jax not as dominant. But
I want Ronda to come back. She's supposedly going to come back. She wanted to have a family.
I mean, I thought she was going to come back at the Rumble in the women's match and then have a one-on-one match with Becky Lynch, but that just didn't happen.
Yeah, Ronda, after last year's WrestleMania, took a sabbatical because she wanted to have a kid, and so she's been out. So unfortunately, that's why she did that, because she posts stuff on Instagram and whatnot. It looks like we got Dan D9 in here. Wrestle Machine never comes on, even though his name is Wrestle Machine. J38's kind of working. Hatter is watching Jeopardy still. I know Johnny G is currently running some errands, and Manny Luna is doing an interview at Safeway, so hopefully that goes good. Now, you didn't watch NXT, so I won't bring that up. Now, do you think there was so you watched AEW last week with Brody Lee. Do you think they should have held off one of those unveilings of Matt Hardy or Brody Lee coming into the business for at least, this week or something, because of everything going on?
Yeah, I think they should have helped Brody Lee's debut back a week, because everybody, didn't everybody not think it was going to be Matt Hardy, the leader of the Dark Order?
Yes.
Yes, I think everybody thought that. So He just sort of appeared out of nowhere with his wee drone. But yeah,
As soon as I saw that drone, I'm like, Matt Hardy's there, which to me would have been a better reveal if you think in a sense, because everybody said that Matt Hardy was going to be the dude, and he ended up not being the guy. So if they would have put him on first, people still would have been guessing who was going to be. Even though the rumor is that Luke Harper was going to be going to AEW, would have been kept it for another week. But what is do you think we're going to get Senor Benjamin clips again?
We have to. I love Senor Benjamin. Although I don't know if I ever told you, Matt Hardy's drone actually follows me on Twitter, so that's pretty cool.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Why does this drone have a Twitter account? But we have to get
freaking awesome. How many followers does the drone have?
I'll check here now.
Where is Shane O'Mac 1978, 24, 6 and 9? He probably good question. He probably couldn't get a ride to his friend's house, or he stuck at his friend's house because he knew I was going on because I was actually messaging him.
So his drone
let's see here.
His drone has 16.3K followers.
Holy shit. And what was the last post from the drone?
A Halloween pumpkin thing.
Oh my god, dude. An inanimate object has 16,000 followers.
Did you John Cena serious? Follow on Twitter?
Huh?
Did John Cena ever follow you on Twitter?
No, John Cena ain't gonna follow me on Twitter.
Followed me.
Oh, and you got the blue check mark and everything. Holy shit.
I think if you like and retweet his tweets, he follows a certain number of people every day. So if you just do that, Hatch, you might get lucky.
I've been trying to I just posted something. Yeah, I'm always trying to get baseball players. I've actually had people. Hunter Strickland has responded to me. Alana Rizzo, and Top Pops, which if you're Funko Pops is actually pretty funny.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Okay, so I've had a couple people like my comments or comment back. Leon Lush, I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's funny as hell. Oh, you're missing out. He's funny. But anyways, I've had a couple people, and I don't know. I think it's stupid in a sense, but it's really cool that they actually like your comments or they actually respond to you. It just gives me a little kick. More than me. Hey, Mark. Apparently, nobody else wants to come on and join the party. I've had Mark Hamill respond to it. Who's Mark Hamill?
He played Luke Skywalker.
Is that Luke Skywalker?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm not really in the Irvin Santana follows me. Shut up, Dan T9. Irvin Santana. Okay. Now, fuck. I'm just gonna say because it's not a big deal in yesterday's storyline or anything, but yesterday NXT had another woman referee. What is your thinking on that? And on top of that, she's African American. I thought that was interesting. But when you watch it, they don't even mention who she is, unlike my favorite gal, Aubrey Edwards, who AEW licks up and down, which she's actually not a very bad-looking gal. By the way, if you haven't checked out her podcast with Tony Schiavone, it's actually kind of interesting, Mark. But I thought that was interesting. What do you think of another woman as a referee coming into NXT or WWE since they missed out on the boat? What do you think of Aubrey Edwards?
I've heard of her, the AEW ref. I mean, there seems to be a lot more women's refs now. The other WWE one, I think it's like Jessica someone. Did she not go to SmackDown?
Jessica Carr.
Did she not go to SmackDown? Now. So they've clearly brought a new NXT one in. Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, bit of diversity with the referees. I mean, here, the promotion that we always go to the indie shows in, there's the one referee, and he's like the most over guy in the show. But, yeah, I think we should see some more women's referees. I think we should see more women's commentators as well. I think we've got Renee Young, Beth Phoenix commentating.
Just Beth Phoenix on NXT for the most part. Renee Young kind of got kicked off of the commentating table, and I agree with that. But the problem is, as long as you're going to have Michael Cole on there, like when they had Renee Young and Corey Graves, and I believe it was Michael Cole, or it might have even been Tom Phillips. Renee Young couldn't even get in like 2 words at all. She'd be like the side note to like, oh yeah, what do you think, Renee? Cool, all right, great, and they would start talking over her all the time.
I'm not a big fan of Michael Cole. I mean, you just know what he's going to say especially when Sasha Banks comes out. You just know what he's going to say. I'd say Corey Graves.
It's Banks time, or is what did you say? It's boss time.
Yeah. No, Corey Graves. He's definitely my favorite commentator. I know he just seems like a cool guy. I don't know, why would they put Renee off? I mean, she didn't seem to get too much words in. Booker T, though, he's a good commentator. So thinking of that, what was the guy called? The other
All I know is
the coach, Jonathan Coach. They need to bring him back, or is he there? I can't remember.
Well, he went to ESPN, and then he came back for a brief moment, and then he was gone again. And and then it's like when they did the whole shift with the commentators or the draft or whatever, they had that other African American dude, and he was there for like
Byron
2.
Saxon.
No, the
Dio guy.
Yeah, Deo guy.
Yeah,
and he got powerbombed by Brock Lesnar or some crud with Jerry Lawler up there, and I haven't seen him since, or they haven't even mentioned his name. What happened there? Do you know?
I heard he was trying to make a comeback to wrestling as a in-ring competitor, but apart from that, I've not heard anything else. He kind of just faded away. I don't really know much about the guy, to be fair, but Jerry the King Lawler, whenever he's on, I think he's probably the best whenever he's on. Although, whenever they have JBL on, I hate JBL. I can't stand him.
But here's my problem about Jerry Lawler and all those guys per se. Yes, it is time for Michael Cole to kind of step out of the light on this sense, because he's been around, he's been on the TV since I was like seriously like 10 years old, since the first Raw. But what are they sending a message to WWE if, with all of Jerry the King Lawler's issues with with his ex-wives or girlfriends or whatever, what are they sending an issue? Because they take him off of TV for a couple weeks. They said they're suspending him, and then they bring him back. What is WWE saying to the fans in that when shit like this is going on? They're like almost saying like, just ignore it, or if time goes by.
Yeah, see you later.
Or if too much time goes by, they're like, oh, it's okay now, we can bring him back. Are you okay with that? Do you even care about that? Should we care about that?
I mean, how many times has he been suspended now? I've lost track.
2 or 3, I don't know. I don't keep track.
I don't know. I think it's time for him to go. It's time for Michael Cole to go. They've been there, as you say, far too long. It's time to bring some newer people up. Although Tom Phillips, he seems to be a cool guy, but I just don't think he's quite refined the commentating technique yet. Although, did you see that SmackDown a few weeks ago, Triple H on commentary? I thought that was so funny.
I like
him and Michael Cole. That was good.
I like that because I don't know if they were playing up for the camera, but you could see a little bit more personality of Michael Cole and Triple H together. And I don't know if it's supposed to come off as comedic, like they did that on purpose, or they actually really rib each other. And that's the problem with Michael Cole. I don't know how he is as a real person. And I know he gets fed a lot of lines, so he's just kind of doing what he needs to do. But that's the one thing I like about AEW is that the wrestlers have a little bit more freedom with their words. Do you think that if they changed the way they did things with the commentator to allow them to be a little more free, that you'd be better with it? Like Morrow, they try to really handicap Morrow a little bit in the way he talks, and he's actually pretty cool.
Well, firstly, isn't it JR in AEW? Jim Ross?
Yes.
He's a comment. Yeah. See,
he's almost terrible.
You can't beat him, though. He's a good guy. I think they should be allowed free rein to sort of say what they want, as long as it's within reason and relevant to the storyline. But Michael Cole, I think Vince McMahon just feeds him lines in the headset. I mean, it's the same generic lines. Vince McMahon's out of touch. He needs to retire and give the reins to Triple H, because once Triple H gets it, it's going to be like NXT. It's going to be brilliant. But yeah, Mauro Ranallo, it didn't work for him on, was it SmackDown he was on, I
Yeah,
think, a few
SmackDown.
years ago? Yeah, it didn't really work for him, but he's so much better in NXT because I think he's allowed to sort of say what he wants there. But yeah, I think we just need to replace a few of the commentators, get some new people in.
Just wipe them all out. Seriously. Because even on NXT, they had Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton there. And I don't know about you. I think Byron Saxton is funny. He does kind of come off a little corny sometimes, but I don't have a problem with the humorous. Now, I don't know about you. I wouldn't mind seeing, I know they should break them up anyways, but put Byron Saxton with New Day on like a full-time basis for a couple months and let him go. Because if you don't know, Byron Saxton used to be a wrestler. He was actually trying to be a wrestler.
Well, New Day are really funny whenever they do like the special guest commentary, but I don't think we should put New Day in commentary for a few months because
put Byron with New Day as like their coach, as their positivity coach, like what they try to do with Bo Dallas, as in Bo leave. By the way, what happened to that guy, man? I thought he was okay. He was a NXT champion, and yeah, he floundered. I kind of liked him. I even bought a Bo Leaf shirt for my kid.
Wasn't he in the tag team with Curtis Axel? That's the last thing he did. Yeah, I don't know whatever happened to him. I mean,
they were chasing the 24/7 championship belt around.
I was never terribly fond of Bo Dallas.
Mark, I'm just gonna say it. That's because you did it. Bo Leaf.
Yeah, Byron Saxton's like the New Day manager. Yeah, that could work, but wait till Xavier Woods gets back from injury before.
Definitely.
I miss Xavier.
Dude, Xavier's funny. As much as I like Big E, Xavier brought the comedic. I know Kofi and Big E do a good job, but I don't know. To me, Xavier was the emphasis of all the comedic stuff going on. And why do they not carry the trombone around anymore? That would be like an awesome little thing to honor Xavier, even though they have him on their pants.
Yeah, they should carry around Francesca, whatever number it is now. Yeah, they should totally carry that about to honor him, but it's kind of his thing in a sense. But I'm dying for another Usos New Day singles, or not singles, like one-on-one tag team match. Those matches were brilliant. If you remember those, like 2017, I think.
I'd have to go back and check them out because it's. Did you? By the way, Dan D9 wants to know if you watched the Chris Benoit documentary on YouTube.
I have not. It's in my to watch list.
Same here.
A few of my friends have though.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them already, and I still, even to this day, I still find them, obviously sad, tragic, but still very interesting. Just to kind of see what other people's point of views on it. And this one, if I'm talking about the right one, was done by, I think it was by Vice or whatnot. So that's pretty good.
Done by Vice.
Dan D9 says Jerry Lawler is a crusty old pervert. Dan D9, aren't we kind of all really crusty old perverts when we reach a certain age? I mean, we're still looking at chicks in their 30s and we'll be like 70. I mean, come on. Don't be too hard on the guy. It's sad and depressing. And then he was saying that I guess Kenny Omega was on commentary last night and he did a pretty good job. That's the one thing I don't know about you, Mark, is that I really like the fact that I get to see guys like Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks. Sammy Guevara is actually pretty cool. Hangman Adam Page, finally AEW, because I never really got to watch a lot of those guys, but I knew who they were for the most part, all of them except for probably Sammy. So that's actually pretty neat. Is there anybody on AEW you're looking forward to seeing more often now that you're going to start watching the product?
Yeah, definitely Sammy. I've came across his YouTube channel a few days ago there. The guy seems pretty entertaining. I think he's only, 19, 20 years old, so he seems to have a bright future ahead of him, although I did see he had a match with Kenny Omega last night, which I say phenomenal. If only the crowd was there.
Now, they did have some wrestlers in the stands last week, so I don't know if they did it again this week. So that'll be pretty interesting. Now, other than wrestling, what else are you into? Like, are you into baseball? What else? What's going on in your area that is keeping you entertained with everything going on? Or Well, how have you been affected with everything? Are you stuck indoors too?
Yeah, although we're allowed to go out for essential things. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of old baseball highlights and basketball highlights because I love them. Been playing a lot of basketball in my front yard as well. Got my
Yeah.
net set up now, so that keeps me entertained for a while. But other than that, kind of just watching your videos as well.
Okay.
Was watching one earlier, the five worst MILB teams. I think it was 2 years ago. Um,
Yeah.
I was watching that earlier.
What did you think of that one?
That I can't remember the name of the team, but one logo was just so plain and so boring. I hope they've changed it by now. I've got to check that. Although I did see Hatter commented something 2 months ago that I think it was the Potomac Nationals changed their name eventually.
Yeah, the Potomac Nationals changed their names, and real quick, I got a question for you here in just a moment. But let's see. Wrestle Machine 28 wants to know the important question: how are the English chicks over there? Are they hotter than American women? I'm sure you have good and bad, just like over here, right?
Yeah, but I'd say you're better. Maybe that's coming from me. Maybe Wrestling Machine 28 would think something different, but I don't know.
So Wrestle Machine, there you go, man. Mark and Moore says that the chicks over there are hotter. Do they shave?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Although
You're not on Hatter status, are you, Mark?
I'm a little bit young to be up with Hatters at. I mean, I'm just focusing on school.
Hatter, yeah, okay. So Hatter, you're not alone, so that's okay. Okay.
No, but I'll be better than Hatter 3 or 4 years time from now.
I know you will. And then it says J38 said Russell Machine says he needs to move ASAP.
No,
And
you
then
don't. No,
J38
you don't. The weather.
J38 says shave that upper lip. I guess he might be just jealous. And then Russell Machine says you're only 16. I don't know how old you are.
17.
Oh, then you're okay. You're way. That's okay. You're way better than Hatter already because you got charisma. And you know how to count New Era hats. Now, what are are there any cool New Era hats over there that we don't get to see over here?
No,
that you would think.
They don't seem to sell hats here, which is a shame. Although I went to London a few weeks ago, there was a New Era store. It was really small, and I was disappointed by it because I wanted to get a Giants hat, and they had no Giants hats. And they also had, I think the only baseball hats they had was Yankees, Red Sox, and Dodgers, I think. And then they had like 3 or 4 basketball hats, and the rest, I think, were NFL hats. They had no hockey hats, I don't think. I think Hatter is interested in hockey. So I don't know, you wouldn't like it. There isn't like a lids here, which is a disappointment because I love lids. But hopefully someday we can get a lids. I'll just import these from New Year's UK store.
Now, what is like one MLB team that you're kind of looking for? I think I might be confused. Did you say Tampa Bay, or who are you looking for? What is one MLB team hat that you're looking for that you haven't gotten yet, or your top 3?
Today I ordered a Tampa Bay hat because I've been to their stadium, seen them play the Yankees 2 years ago.
Is it as bad as everybody says it is? I'll save my opinion here for a second. Do you think it's as bad as kind of everybody says it is?
Well, considering I've only been to 2 baseball parks, I've been to the Yankee Stadium and the Trop. No, I don't think it's as bad as everyone says it is. Although I did hear they were planning to play like half the season in Canada, I think. But no, I didn't think it was a bad stadium, but that's only like coming from me who's been to 2, so I can't compare it to any others.
But did you get a chance when you went to Tampa Bay? Did you go in the museum?
No, because we went shopping beforehand, and I can't remember the name of them all. And I was too interested in trying to find Tampa Tarpons hats, but they didn't have any, sadly, which was really weird considering it was in Tampa. So I think I settled for a few Heat hats, I think, because I love the Heat, they're my team. But no, I
What
wish
team?
we did.
What hat?
Miami Heat, I think.
Oh, Miami Heat. Okay, yeah.
I mean, I would have loved to go down. You know where they have the wee stingrays, and that I wanted to go down there so bad, but there was too many people.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to go over there either. I did go through the museum stuff uh, and whatnot, but I didn't get a chance to go to Stingray. So, which if I ever get a chance to go back, I'll definitely make sure it's the first thing I do. What did you have trouble tracking the ball? I did sometimes, but for the most part, I was able to follow it. Did you have trouble tracking the ball in the when it would go up?
No, because my main goal was to catch a ball. Now I was like this close, like the ball landed in front of the guy in front of me, knocked his beer over, and like fell. So I was kind of bummed it just didn't come that 2 or 3 feet back. But no, I didn't find it hard tracking the ball. I mean, I thought it was quite strange. There was like some old ladies behind me with like I think it was like cowbells or something, ringing those every time the Rays get a hit, and I'm like, stop.
You're like at that point in time, you're hoping for a no hitter.
I was rooting for the Yankees. In fact, there was more Yankees fans there than Rays fans, which surprised me.
Hey, what?
Switch.
Sure, go play Switch. Don't be surprised because they actually get a lot of Red Sox fans there too. But a lot of it obviously has to do with you got the Tampa Harpoons and whatnot. So you got a huge Yankees and Red Sox base down there as well. So not really surprised about that.
Yeah, but
Wrestle Machine wants to know what kind of Tampa Bay hat you got.
I think it's the on-field authentic one. I got the same one for the Blue Jays, but back to your question, the hats I do want to get a Giants hat. I mean,
Okay.
kind of like the one you've got on, the orange and black. I want to get a Mets hat with, the logo with the New York skyline. I think that logo is beautiful. And
I'm trying to remember if I've seen
probably a Marlins hat. Just I quite like the new logo for the Marlins. So those are the three I should be picking up very soon.
So the black crown with the teal Marlins new logo, the
Oh yeah.
Giants hat, and then I'm trying to recall if I've seen that New York Mets with the skyline logo on there. I can't remember. Where did you see that one at?
I saw it on I think the MLB European store. I'll try to find it here.
Do they release stuff on there that's different from over here? I'm assuming.
I think so. It doesn't allow me onto the US store. It just automatically sends me to the European one. I'll try to find it here.
Is like where since it is the European store, where does it ship from? Is the shipping crazy still or no?
It's like £4 something usually. Where is this hat?
Okay, we're
No,
gonna bring Hatter in here. He's wearing a Chicago Blackhawks while you're looking that up, so he might have some questions for you. So let's bring in Hatter.
I can't
Okay,
find it.
Hatter, you're
What's
on.
up,
guys?
So Hatter.
They're doing the 2010 replay when the Blackhawks clinched, so that's why I got my Hawks gear on now. Went from Cubs to Blackhawks.
Nobody cares. It's baseball season today. Did you not get the memo?
Well, right now it's hockey for the moment.
Hockey season was canceled.
It hasn't been officially canceled. It is concerning that in the last 48 hours, I saw an article that the Bruins have melted their ice at TD Gardens or MLB Trades Center. So that's kind of a bad sign that, I mean, if it was like the Red Wings melting their ice, that'd be fine. If it's the Bruins who are number 1 or number 2 in the league right now, that kind of means either the season's canceled or it's going to be a long time until hockey comes back in. So that was just interesting note.
Mark, are you into hockey hats? Because you were mentioning something about hockey. What is your what hockey hats do you like?
I don't watch hockey at all. Sorry,
That's
Hatter.
fine.
Looks like we got some sleepy things from Russell Machine on hockey. Can we buy the melted ice? Are they going to bottle it up, Hatter?
I don't know.
And then Russell Machine wants to know, Hatter, if you change your underwears as many times as you change your hat and jerseys. Well, Russell Machine, the jerseys he only has one of because his uncle bought it for him. The hats,
myself. No, this one I bought myself.
Must have been on sale.
Yeah, it was. I got it for like $60.
That's actually a hell of a good deal, actually. Did you put Hatter on the back?
No, it's the Captain one. It's Taze. This one's actually the Reebok version, the one before when Reebok owned the license for the jerseys before Adidas.
Okay, and Mark, what is your opinion on the St. Louis Cardinals?
The logo. I love the logo. The new. I don't know if it's new, but I saw the new Nike version of it, the powder baby blue uniform. Wow, I'm debating getting that jersey actually.
We're gonna look that one up.
Now, the only problem about that is, like, it's not really new in a sense because that was like the old school time of when Ozzie Smith was there, and I wanted to get it back then. I wonder if they're coming out with the stitch versions because at Lids we have the ironed on. All the Nike jerseys we've got in have been ironed on type numbers and names and stuff, and I don't like that kind of stuff. But yes, the baby blue one is a freaking awesome one. Now, what kind of teams do you what is the team you root for besides the Heat? I can't remember. Is it the Yankees?
Oh yeah, I'm the Rays. Partially just because I've been
And the Rays. Okay. Okay.
Mark, any American football teams that you have any interest in?
No, it's not really. Although I have seen a few. Is it the 49ers, San Francisco 49ers? I've seen a few of their games on our television over here.
Right.
Interesting, but I don't understand the rules of it.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Just wondering.
Hatter doesn't either. Just be like Hatter with hockey. He just makes them up as he goes. Like Hatter's never played hockey or anything. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he practices as being an expert. So you don't really have to understand the rules, Mark. I mean, supposedly, according to Hatter, I don't know anything about hockey, but yet I'm winning in the hockey fantasy league. In fact, Dan D9 has more points than anybody if we ever get going again. So just make it up as you go, Mark. You don't really actually need to understand it.
No, I mean soccer, or as we call it, football here is very big.
That's it's a very global sport.
It's the main sport.
Who's your soccer team over there?
Probably Sheffield United to put in the Premier League. Although I do prefer Major League Soccer. Sheffield United. You've probably never heard of them.
No.
Premier League team.
He's a professor, Mark. Remember that.
Well, I know of like the main Premier League teams, but I never heard of Sheffield one.
Yeah, no, they're a smaller team.
Okay.
Although I do watch some MLS, I would watch.
Hatter like Chicago Fire, Russell Machine says.
Yep.
North Korean national team.
In the Premier League, Brighton is my team.
Brighton?
Yeah.
So you know Brighton and you don't know Sheffield. How does that one work?
He's also a Las Vegas Knights fan, supposedly, even though they've only been in existence for like 2 years. He's the epitome of a bandwagon fan. That's why we call him Professor Bandwagon.
Yeah, no, not with the Knights. Not with the Knights.
Yes, with the Knights. They've only been around for like 3 years. You cannot be a fan and living in Chicago and be a Knights fan. That does not work. Now, Mark, do you want to ask Hatter how the situation with Lindsay is going?
Were bogus. Were absolute bogus when you made up your rules.
No, they were not. They were fairly legit rules.
Not really, actually.
You don't even have an autograph from a Blackhawks team player.
I think about 7 out of 10 of those rules were targeted at me, so therefore they
weren't.
They are. Oh, I can go back, and especially the one where it's like, being a newer team, because there hasn't been a new team in any league other than the Knights. The newest team would have been the 02 Texans. So yeah, that one was targeted at me. Trust me, I know it.
So how's the situation going? Everybody, is it the situation with Lindsay? Is that what you said, Hatter?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Yeah.
Eh.
Can we get an update how her grandma is doing today?
I haven't heard either. Last text I sent was about me not going back to Fresh Time for helping out, and then replying back with her like kind of half lazy comment. I'm like, okay, so fine. I guess I'll find a different way to die. And then I sent a SpongeBob meme. So that was Tuesday. So yeah, it's going pretty smooth.
Do you have any advice for Hatter for dating, Mark?
You just got to keep trying harder. I mean, that's my only advice. I'm not very experienced. I've only had like 2 girlfriends. Wasn't
Russell Machine wants to know how Lindsay's dog is doing as well. How's the dog doing?
Not sure.
I thought you were keeping up on the Lindsay news for us.
Well, I'm kind of in quarantine anyways, so.
Is your phone in quarantine then too?
No, but no, it's just I scare everyone.
You should have plenty of time to message back and forth. Plus, if you're in quarantine, aren't you going to work?
Yeah.
I only work 3 days this week. I go back on Saturday.
3 days, but yet he's always busy doing something.
I'm managing the Orioles.
That's why we get no videos.
I'm playing MLB The Show 20, and I'm managing the Orioles.
Well, okay, give us a status update on the Orioles.
The Orioles, I made a trade in the first year. I got David Bodie. I got a really good prospect.
Ruining the Orioles like the Cubs have.
I picked up Addison Russell in free agency. I've also picked up Carl Edwards Jr. I forget who I traded to get.
You do know Carl Edwards Jr. got sent back down to like minor leagues, or he got like waived, right?
Yeah, but in the game he's at an 82 for a relief pitcher. That's a really high number, actually.
Mark, did you find the New York Mets hat, by the way?
No, I'm still looking for it.
And then I don't know who I traded away, but I somehow got Jordan Hicks, the closing pitcher from the Cardinals, and he's just growing. He's like 23 and already 85 rating. And I picked up Jock Peterson in free agency.
So J38 says Baltimore Cubs, and then why don't you just play the Cubs in franchise mode?
Because they've already won the World Series.
Instead of getting all the Cubs players back on the Orioles.
Well, I only have 2 of them.
Carl Edwards Jr., Addison Russell, David Bowie. Last time I counted, that was 3.
Okay, 3. I'm sorry.
And you're a professor? I like how by the way, I don't know if you just did this, but it says Professor Hatter now. Because I think the other day you just Pro Hatter.
Oh, yes, the other day it was just Hatter. That way it makes it easier. But, yep, now it's Professor.
See, I did notice. Now, are you ever going to change fix your name to update your name from Prof Hatter 57 to Prof Hatter 209?
Why 209?
Well, you originally said that when you started that name, you had 57 hats, and now you're up to 202 or 3.
Yeah. I can't change 57. That's what it is.
You could change it.
Probably not going to.
Found it.
Why not? You found it? Okay, let's see it.
It's not quite what I remembered, but...
Oh, I can't remember that one. You got that silhouette in the background there of the New York Mets logo. Professor Snap is mad at Hatter for stealing his name. Now, Dandy9 says something about he sells hamburgers too. Who are you talking about, Dandy9? If you're talking about Hatter, he probably does. Professor Snap versus Professor Hatter. Professor Hatter, do you know who Professor Snaps is? I don't.
Nope.
Now, the one real important question, Mark. Do you have snapbacks in your collection?
Yeah. I mean...
Okay. Nice.
Now, I give Mark a little leeway because he's kind of. Am I correct? You're kind of limited sometimes on the type of hats you can get, right?
Yeah, I mean, I probably do have more snapbacks and fitteds at this point, but I'm working on my fitted collection.
Okay. So apparently people want to know what Montgomery's been up to. He's been chilling with Mandy lately because they're in quarantine together. So, they might be pulling a Ronda Rousey and starting a family. I don't know yet. Carl Edwards Jr., Carl's Jr.
I like that joke.
That is actually funny. Dandy and I coming up with the comic stuff here. That is funny. Carl's Jr. I didn't even think about that. That's a good one.
Ah, dang it.
What is your best snapback that you have in your collection?
I'll go get it. I'll go get it. Give me a sec.
All right. So, Hatter.
And then there were two.
And what are you doing right now?
Watching the Blackhawks Game 6 of the Stanley Cup. And my dad is inside here doing some work.
Probably this one.
What do we got here?
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, I do like that. I mean, most of my hats are probably Miami Heat anyway. But I did get a Miami Heat fitted hat, but it was like a little too small, which is a pain. So I just put it on my desk.
Yep.
Did you know that Hatter has a hat stretcher?
Do you?
Yep.
He still hasn't made a video about it, but he has one.
The Hat Jack.
Fair.
From Hat Club.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. It's been more.
And he did not use my link so I could get a small commission when you go to Hat Club and use my link.
I'd probably give you more from the super chats than you would have gotten from the commission, to be honest. So this was like $20.
Well, that's kind of up in the air, but you're probably right because YouTube takes away 30% of any super chats. So, but it helps out.
But I've been stretching out a few of my Bears hats. I stretch out a Utah Jazz draft hat. It's been working out pretty good. I just need to keep stretching the hats, not just do it the one time, but also apply steam when I stretch it. That's what really helps with the continuity, that I'm stretching it for the long run instead of just like for 2 days, and then it'll go back to its normal tight fit.
I read somewhere you can, like, if you get a hat like this and pull, it can stretch it. Like, there's like a wee snap and it stretches, but I'm not willing to try it.
And there are other, like, there's like a stretch band on the inside, like a little white line. Like,
yeah.
A lot of guys will cut this white portion to have an easier stretch. I haven't done it. Not willing to do it. But actually, I tried it out on a Rangers hat, but didn't work out too well. Maybe I did it wrong. Probably that.
Now, I could have sworn, Mark, the legal age for drinking over there is what age?
16.
16 on private property, 18 to buy. So,
Do you drink anything? What is your beer of choice if you drink?
Probably a Budweiser. It's probably very plain for you Americans, but there's not.
I meant real beer.
What
is a real beer?
There's not really a choice here. It's like
You're telling me over there they don't have like a local beer that is like beyond Budweiser?
They probably do, but I'm never in the shops to find it. There's more. It's like locally brewed whiskey, but that stuff is. Yeah.
By the way, Wrestle Machine says asking a minor if he drinks, but I'm only asking because I know he has mentioned that he's allowed to drink over there before 21, and that's why I asked him. Now, if he was under 21 and I knew that, I wouldn't ask him. Plus, his mom and dad might be watching. At least he didn't say Bud Light. J38 says White Claw. Don't take away Hatter's beer of choice.
White Claws. Even me.
Somebody, let's see, Dandy9 wants to know, Mark, if you have any NHL hats in your collection.
No.
Okay, and what about you, Hatter? Do you have any NHL hats that aren't New Era?
That aren't New Era? I do. I have one down here.
Probably Fanatics.
Yeah, it's the Blackhawks Winter Classic. This one is
I remember that one.
The Velcro one. This one I got at Macy's when I wanted to do a live stream at the deadline last year, I didn't have bring a Blackhawks hat with me because I was staying at the hotel for the night. And then, that's actually, I was kind of surprised. This one is actually New Era because the 13 and 15 championship hats are Reebok, but the 2010 hat was New Era. So, and then I have a Buffalo Sabres Adidas snapback.
Dan D9 says, Hatter, don't forget your leprechaun hat.
I don't have a leprechaun hat.
Huh?
I don't have a leprechaun. Oh,
Yes, you do. Now, Mark, shoot, what was I going to ask you? Oh, I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you subscribe to Hatter's channel?
Yep.
Okay, good.
I do.
With all 7 of your accounts.
I only have the one account, so I mean, if he needs me to make 7, I can do that for him.
Hatter's hoping for any subs possible. That's all he cares about.
I'm up to 120 now.
Yeah, you're welcome. Me and J38 have been making more accounts for you.
George J38, he needs to get in here.
Hey,
he's actually he's working right now, so he's kind of listening. So apparently he's not on break or lunchtime yet, and even at home they're like keeping track on him. So he's working. Dan D9 wants to know the Green Bear Bryant from J38 and what? Oh, here you go. Here's a good question. Wrestle Machine 28 from Mark. What do you think about leaving the stickers on the hats?
Yep, you have to. I mean, I have like stickers and all. Mine basically, but there we go. Unless they come off. But I think only one of my hats has had the sticker come off. Other than that, I keep them on.
Yeah, I generally always keep them on too, except for you take off the price tag typically, don't you? Or
Yeah,
no?
I take that
I usually
off.
take that one
Take
off.
that off, yeah.
But I kind of like, I like leaving the other ones. Now T-Ball has taken off the stickers, so at that point in time, it's like, okay, whatever. But I generally leave them on too, especially like on those Pantone ones or those the Color Series ones. I feel like those ones definitely have to stay on. Yeah, that's not the blackout collection. That's just a normal one. But I'm glad you left the sticker on.
Yeah,
that's not a real blackout collection. That's a fake one.
No, this is a Prism one. It's like emerald green because they did a Prism version a few years ago.
Is that the okay? You can't see the green. I thought it was black. Okay.
No. It's all green. My favorite color.
Now, Dan D9 Hatter wants to know: are the Blackhawks going to win a Stanley Cup in the next decade?
I hope. Considering how
he's a Knights fan, Dan D9, so I don't think he's really rooting for him anymore.
Considering how good Kubalik is and how much Kirby Dach can grow, once we find a stable goalie that can stay healthy and get a better defense, then we'll be fine.
Now, Mark, the question to you now is: do you bend your bills?
No, unless it's like really, really flat like this. No, I think it's bent on this hat here. It's not very straight though, so I gotta get that fixed.
It looks like it's like a little distorted on that one side there.
Yeah, I've worn it too many times.
Is that a gamer chair? Because it also says Slipknot. Did you get that professionally made, or
no, it's
what happened?
It's a jacket I made. So
okay.
Covered in.
Did you make that jacket?
Yeah, I quite like my metal music, so I made the jacket to rap the bands that I like.
Nice. See, Hatter, that's what you got to do, man. You got to make your own clothing, unlike you. See.
I make custom hats. I have about 5 in my collection.
It's funny how you say you make custom hats, but nobody ever really sees them.
Well, let me pull them.
I just love how Hatter has all his hats nearby. Oh fuck! I could just see him carrying it down the street with them.
I was just telling my dad. So last year for opening day, I had a whole hat duffel bag full of my Chicago Cubs hat I brought to the office because it was opening day.
I remember
wore
that.
my hats during the day, and people were commenting me on the train going downtown, and when I was walking on the streets of Chicago,
I
they're
remember
like,
that.
those are your Cubs hats? I'm like, oh yeah, it's opening day. And they're like, that's nice. That's awesome.
You're a lunatic too, right?
Me? Yeah.
Now, Mark, do you have any special opening day memories? Like, do you watch opening day when it airs? Are you able to, or is it too early in the morning for you?
I think I watched it 2 years ago. I think because it was early in the morning and we were off for Easter. I think it was Yankees Blue Jays, if I recall correctly. I think that was opening day. But other than that, no, it's usually whenever we're off for summer, I would watch baseball, which is a pain now because I'm off school now and can't watch baseball
Tell me.
or basketball.
I know, dude. Or hockey. I mean, I'm almost caught. I'm almost into the month of March on hockey, Hatter. I'm catching up. What was the last game I was watching? It was either the Sharks and the Wild. Oh, damn! I already forgot. Which was the last game. When do they not lose? I'm already at the point where Logan Couture's out. I can't remember what Kane happened with Evander Kane. He might have got suspended for the elbow.
For another thing?
Also, huh?
For another thing?
Yeah. By the way, I don't know why you hate on Kane so much. He's actually pretty freaking awesome. Now,
he's good. He's good. He's just a liability.
I will say he did commit some penalties and put their team in some short-handed situations when they couldn't really afford to. Mark, how many Heat hats do you have?
Let me count. Back in a second.
I got my custom. I got two of my custom hats here. So this one is a history hat that I made, the American flag, and the little writing here is in Roman numerals 1776.
When are you going to get a hat with your logo that your brother made for you on?
I got 10.
You got 10 hats. Hang on. So, Mark, you have 10 Heat hats. How many hats overall in your collection do you have, not counting beanies?
Probably like 35, 40-ish. I mean, they're hard to they're hard to come by here. So, when I get my money from work, I'm just spending it on hats now.
So Hatter, did you ever get a hat made with your new logo on it?
No, not yet. Hawks scored, by the way. Now it's 3-2.
Spoiler, they lost.
No, they didn't actually. This was when they clinched the cup.
Why are you watching it again if you already know who wins?
Why not?
Yeah, I know.
So I had the other custom hat here. This was my first custom hat I made. My Lutheran hat got in Gutenberg print font, Psalm 46, and on the side here in German is a Lutheran phrase, and then I wanted this to be a stitch in, but it was too many stitches to get embroidered by the machines, so I just got a pin of the Luther rose seal.
Why don't you simplify it?
What? No,
simplify it.
I couldn't. I wanted the whole seal because I made this for my Concordia fall trip when we went to Dallas for the Reformation.
I know, but
500th anniversary.
Simplify the logo so it doesn't have as many stitches.
I didn't want to compromise. This was for a big deal. This is for the 500th anniversary of the Reformation. You can't simplify anything.
Yes, you can. Too many stitches. Yes, you can.
But I have to go all in for it, though.
No, you don't, because the machine doesn't allow you to.
That's why I got the pin instead.
See, Mark, this is why we never get any Hatter videos, because everything's too complicated. Let's see here. Russell Machine. Okay, Russell Machine says that hat makes you look like you're in a gang, Hatter. So I guess you're representing Psalms 417. Does that hat come in a 3/8 Hatter?
My uncle thought this was a "Make America Great Again" hat at a glance.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
Now, what does it say? Psalms what? I can't even read it.
46.
saying Hatter's from Chicago. I'll put the Bills hat on now.
Now, Hatter, do you have a Heat hat to put on now?
I do not. I am very
Oh my
slim with my basketball hats. I have 3 Bulls hats.
They kept
I
dying
think
in there, so I
3 or
couldn't
4
remember.
Jazz hats, 2 76ers hats, and a Bucks hat.
You gotta get the Heat Vice one.
It is a good coloring, so it is tempting.
Hatter's full of shit. He never buys nothing unless he finds it on sale at the Goodwill.
Yep.
Or Ross, and then he never like lets us know anything about like any potential hookups. I'm still looking for 8.5. Has anybody seen an 8.5 from me?
Haven't seen that in a while.
See, Hatter's not even paying attention. He's too busy watching the hockey game. Damn millennials. By the way, I was going to ask you, Hatter, since you were giving me shit about something, did you already file your taxes?
We go through our tax man.
The question, did you file your taxes, yes or no?
I didn't. We have a tax guy that does it.
So you're giving me shit about the taxes when you, as an American, still have not paid your taxes for the year, regardless if you got money back or not. So why are you giving me crap for doing the right thing?
I wasn't. I was just pointing out that tax day has been extended.
If you're a real American, you do your taxes quickly, especially if you got kids.
I'll take note of that in about 50 years.
Because honestly, if I would have waited to do my taxes, I would have been good because they would have taken it off my 2018 income instead of my 2019 income. Now, Mark, do you have to pay taxes? Over there? How's that work?
Yeah, we do. Although I think doesn't tax vary in states, from state to state, doesn't it?
Yeah.
See,
but the timeline doesn't. Hatter was giving me shit because I have to pay taxes, and I did my taxes like a month ago. And he's like, "Well, they extended the deadline to July." I'm like, "No shit, but if you already did your taxes, like most people do, we don't wait till the last minute, like the millennials." By the way, Mark, I'm only saying millennials because Hatter says I'm a boomer, even though officially by definition I'm not a boomer. But I have embraced the boomer because I'd rather be a boomer in my position than a millennial in Hatter's position. Oh, by the way, Hatter, I was also going to ask you, does your mom and dad still claim you on their taxes since you live at home?
No, I wish.
No, he wishes.
Because didn't they, aren't you allowed to claim children up to like 25, right? 24?
Or the 23? 23.
Okay, so I got minor leagues at the house for until he's 23, then I kick him out, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
My dad said I should have been gone at 18.
Well, I mean, here's what I tell minor leagues. If you're in school, then you can stay home as long as you're in school or you're doing something productive and stuff. But once you're out of school, it's time to move on a little bit. But then again, I don't know. I moved out when I was 17. Mark, did you move out when you were 17?
No. No.
Are you still living at home?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're 17, so it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so Hatter, how come, another last question on taxes, then we'll move on. How come you have not done your taxes already? Because you only have W-2s. It's not like you have mortgage taxes or child care credits. How come you have not done your taxes yet?
Because we have Dan. Our family has Dan, the tax man. We gather up all our tax documents and say, "Hey, Dan, we got tax documents. Can take care of us," and then we get our taxes done.
Now, does Dan charge you the same rate as TurboTax?
No idea.
How do you not know? You got to know this stuff.
I don't know. I just work here. I just live here.
Oh, by the way, the consensus wants to
That's
know,
above
by
my
the
pay
way,
grade.
it's above your pay grade. You do know that TurboTax is actually pretty easy to use and it's quick, and it's if you don't have a lot of stuff, it's actually pretty reasonable. I don't know. I started doing it because tax people got way too expensive for me. Everybody wants to know what is going on with Billy right now.
Oh, no one likes Billy.
I love Billy. Montgomery loves Billy.
The only Billy I like is Billy Joel, and that's about it.
Who's that?
And, yeah. That's about it. But
Who's Billy Joel?
Billy has been helping me with some TA work. I was trying to do some filming the other day for new videos, but lost track of time and yeah. You know how it goes.
Dan the tax man. Dan ripping you off. I do them for him. Dan D9 says he does your taxes. If you have a 1040, you can easily do it yourself for free. That's what J38 says. I'll need to know how to do it myself because I paid $100 to my tax lady. $100 is actually not that bad, Russell Machine. That's actually not that bad. Sorry, Mark. So do you got to pay taxes every year? But you're only 17, so you probably don't even worry about it yet, huh?
No.
No, you work though, but
Yeah, although I don't get taxed because I'm still at school. So I avoid the tax man. The tax, it's taken out of your income.
okay. And as you're in school, what is your area of study? Do you have one, or is it just a general education in a sense? What's
politics? I study history, those kind of things.
okay? Now, do you have ambition to be our next president before Hatter?
He'd be prime minister.
Yeah, probably.
That's true. Good point, Hatter. Good point, Hatter.
Prime minister, yeah. Sure, we'll get a nice connection going with President Hatter.
Holy shit. We're going to have Prime Minister Markham Moore and President Professor Hatter 2032. What is the age? What age do you got to be a prime minister? Over here, it's what, 35, Hatter?
35 for president here, and then England.
Yeah.
I think any age.
Any age?
He's not in England.
I mean, I can still go in England because it's all UK. It's all one. But
we're gonna have.
But Mark, don't you have to start in the House of Lords?
No.
No, you can just go straight to Prime Minister, or.
No, the Lords is like for the old guys, like who it's like former prime ministers, maybe former MPs, things like that.
So you start as an MP first, then become Prime Minister.
Yeah, basically.
So you become an MP to become the PM first, or yeah.
So you got to be an MP and then the leader of the largest party. Then you're the prime minister.
I mean, you can start your hat party and you're already the largest leader. So
5950 party that started.
Yeah.
Hatter, what would your people be called? Because you can't make up your mind if you needed a 930, 5950, a 920, dad's hat. What would yours party be called?
We accept all hats.
There's
visors.
Might as well just be called the Hat Diversity. The Hat Diversity Society. The HDS.
The visors we might have a problem with. They're not my favorite hat. But
how's that? But yet you're okay with beanies.
What's a beanie?
I don't know. What's a winter hat?
What is a beanie? Is it a winter hat?
What's a winter hat? Winter hat's a beanie. Now, Mark, do you have? I'm just curious. For real, do you have aspirations to be in politics, such as Hatter?
Well, if the opportunity arises, I'm not going to refuse. So probably, yeah.
Can you name all the prime ministers?
There's like 200 of them, so no.
Well, Hatter can name all the presidents. So
the United States.
I used to be able to name all the presidents. Don't know if I could do it anymore, but
I could
give it a fair shot.
I would time you out, but there's nobody else to put on here, Hatter. How many presidents have there been, Hatter?
45.
44. But we're on number 45 right now.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. Cleveland was twice.
22 and 24.
Yeah.
Wait, he was what?
Grover Cleveland was elected as the 22nd president in the 1880s.
Nobody cares about the dates.
I'm just saying. I'm giving you the details here. And then
I'll forget
Benjamin
anyway.
Harrison who was elected. And then after Benjamin Harrison, who was the 23rd president, Grover Cleveland got reelected as the 24th president. So he's the only president to serve non-consecutive terms.
I was going to say, is that even able? Are you even able to do that? I didn't know you were.
Yeah. I mean, that was even before the 22nd Amendment, which restricted presidents to only 2 terms. by the constitutional law. It took until the 1950s that presidents were legally constrained to only 2 terms. Before, it was just a formality that George Washington served 2 terms, so everyone else served 2 terms.
Didn't Roosevelt serve 3? FDR?
FDR served.
Because of the war?
FDR was elected to 4 terms.
4?
He died early in his 4th term. He died with his mistress by his side in Georgia. And then Teddy Roosevelt.
Why do you got to throw that out there? That's just his loved one.
It's a fun fact no one knows about.
Well, apparently you do, so it's not everybody knows about it now.
Eleanor knew about it, and they were cousins. So how more messed up could it be?
Who's your favorite president?
Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh no!
Teddy
Don't get him
Roosevelt
started.
ran
His
for a
favorite
3rd
president,
term, but
Andrew
he didn't get
Jackson.
elected.
Nah, Eisenhower was the best.
Who?
Hatter, Mark
Eisenhower.
wants to know who your favorite president
Mine?
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
My favorite president would probably be Lincoln or Thomas Jefferson.
Eisenhower.
Andrew Jackson.
Eisenhower.
Eisenhower. Okay, that's a pretty good modern day president.
Reagan.
George Washington.
Why would you say Jackson?
Why not? He's on the $20 bill.
It's absolute irony that Jackson is on the 20. I hate the fact that he's on the 20 because of what he did to the National Bank.
Isn't the $20 bill getting changed though?
Well, they wanted to change it to Harriet Tubman, but then Trump was like, no, let's not do that. I want Jackson because he was a populist president. So was Trump. So that's the only thing they have in common.
Do you think Trump's going to get on a dollar bill or some sort of currency?
Nope.
Now, Mark, I'm assuming you have prime ministers on your currency, right?
Nope.
Queen.
Queen.
Really?
Queen and some random people.
Hey, Mark.
Okay, dumb question coming from me. Who's the queen? Queen Elizabeth?
II, yeah.
Okay. See,
What
I'm
does
not that.
what does the queen do?
It's a formal
stays at home.
role. She signs legislation basically, so it's more of a traditional thing. Doesn't do very much now.
She queens and sweeps.
Oh my god. I have to admit that was kind of funny.
From the Griswold's Vacation movie.
Especially coming from Hatter. By the way, I don't really know who this question is for, but it just says J38 wants to know, have you had an Irish car bomb? What is that?
No, I don't think we should be talking about that.
Oh boy.
No? What is that? I don't it's not a drink.
Hatter's a historian. He might know.
Yeah, but that's Europe. I don't care about Europe. I'm American. I care about American history.
Yeah, remember? He's hated Europe since the 1880s.
No, the 1760s. That's when we start to break away.
Oh, see, I can't remember all this crap. I can barely remember what happened last week.
Don't worry about it.
That's what I don't get. Okay. Now, I have a serious question for you, Hatter. Why did you choose to get a history degree and not a political science degree? Wouldn't a political science degree be more beneficial to have than a history degree going into politics?
The original intent was to be a high school history teacher, and then that evolved into being a history museum staff member.
Okay. So what happened that got you to Best Buy?
Yeah.
They had a job opening, and everyone else was being a jackass and not giving me interviews or hiring me. So
you quit?
No, I quit. I quit Fresh Time. I left there.
No, you just went back yesterday.
No, I'm not going back. Actually, I told them for safety, I'm not going back.
Oh, shut up, Hatter. But yet you go to Best Buy. No. Okay. So the real question is now, are you not trying to be a museum curator or a history teacher anymore?
History teacher? Probably not. Museum? I'm trying to work to get into a office job at the local history museum. But with all the shutdowns currently, nothing's in fluid motion right now. It's kind of at a standstill. So I got to wait.
Russell Machine says he's got no degree and he's a teacher. And then J38 says the Irish car bomb is a drink, and
Oh,
wrestle
is
machine
it?
is a substitute teacher. Now, okay, so Hatter, has your parents given you a time frame of when they're officially going to kick you out? Kick you out.
Dad, is there a time frame? He says soon.
Here's my vote. If the Cubs do not win the World Series this next year, kick him out. He's bad luck.
He likes that one.
Now, did you tell your dad about your theory that if it was a short season, that the Cubs might have a chance to win since they're kind of a streaky team? Did he like that notion, or is he the Brewers fan?
Yeah, he's a
I
Brewers
lose
fan.
track. Okay, he's the Brewers fan.
This is my dad.
Hello.
Hey guys.
What's up, Hatter's dad?
Nadal.
Now, do you, Hatter? Your son was saying that he thinks with the shortened season, the Cubs could potentially win the World Series. Do you feel that way with the Brewers?
No,
So no chance for the Brewers.
they will make the playoffs probably in a wild card, but I'm a firm believer that you have to have a team together to gel. It's got to be the chemistry. It's not superstars. It's a team.
And what did you think when Christian Yelich went down last year? That was heartbreaking.
Oh, I cried. I mean, and yeah, who wouldn't? Except for a Cub fan, but you know.
Now, what went wrong with Hatter to be a Cubs fan, and you're a Brewers fan, and your wife is a White Sox fan, right?
My wife grew up as a Sox fan.
Yeah.
She converted to being a Cub fan because her brother has tickets.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I was a Cub fan until I was 15, and then I floundered and I was a fan of nobody for 2 years, and then free tickets and underage drinking changed me forever. Hey, gotta be honest.
Hey, anybody that watches my stuff knows that I'm 100% honest with everybody. Probably too much sometimes. Now,
back then it was 18 to drink, and I looked 18, but I was only 17. So yeah, it was all good.
I'm almost 40. I still get carded every day.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, Mark here in the middle here. He's only 17, but he's in another country, so he's okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
So
Mark?
what is
All right.
what is the consensus on Ryan Braun still over there? Is people still on him, or are they okay with him now?
You know, people still boo him and don't know why. I mean,
I don't know why.
he didn't take the. Yes, he did steroids, but he did it to maintain his health. He didn't do it for growth like some Cub that I know, like what's his name, Sammy Sosa. Oh yeah, and he corked his bat too. So you know, he cheated 2 ways, and they still lost. So you know, if you looked at Ryan Braun's numbers from when he was on the juice and when he was off the juice, they didn't change. He was right there. His hitting, his fielding, everything was there.
I get that a lot being a Giants fan because of Barry Bonds. So, my only thing with Ryan Braun was that he cost that gentleman his job per se, but I know they worked something out if I remember right.
I'm sure.
But the funny part is when I went to Milwaukee, I actually got my son a Ryan Braun shirt, so I'm not entirely mad at him.
Right.
But you
I
got to move on after a while.
You got to move on. I mean, let it go, people. You know.
Yep.
This country has short-term memories, so it'll be over in 10 years.
Now, do you think Christian Yelich is going to come back to the same status once we ever get going? Same status as last year?
I'd like to think so. He's very down to earth. I've heard him on many occasions in person and on TV. Excuse me. And he's just he just wants to play ball. He's not one of these guys who is into the political side and the showmanship. He just wants to go out and play. And he's got a very unique attitude towards the game. He loves Milwaukee. He's made investments within the city itself, like multi-million dollars in shopping malls and office buildings to help build the community. So he wants to be a Brewer and he wants to stay there. He thinks it's a great community.
He has some restaurants over there, doesn't he? Or is that Ryan Braun? One of them has some restaurants, right?
Probably Braun. And I
Because
don't
also
believe in athletes getting restaurants, because as soon as they get traded or retired, the restaurant goes kaput. So forget it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We should have you on more often. Hatter gets very emotional about the Cubs. Hatter
No, he
gets all
does.
crazy about the Cubs.
It's I don't know what went wrong there that he's a Cub fan, but
But I know that feeling because I'm a Niners fan, but somehow my oldest son is a Seahawks fan and he doesn't even watch the games. He just doesn't. He's a Seahawks fan. I don't know how that works.
yeah, some part of the gene just rolled down our leg and didn't make it.
Yeah, he got his mom's side. My kid got his mom's side. So yeah, I have a 17-year-old and a 6-year-old. So yes.
Yep. My younger son, he's a Brewer fan, and my daughter, she'll root for whoever game she goes to see. But
any chance of getting a Cardinals fan in the family?
Being a what?
Cardinals fan.
Cardinals fan? NFW. No.
I only say that because Hatter hates the Cardinals with the passion, so we always try to give him crap about them.
Brewer fans hate Cardinal fans.
It's the one thing we can agree on.
Yeah, it's the one thing we agree on. Yeah. And I know I have a lot of friends down in Southern Illinois, Missouri that they're Cardinal fans, and I just we go the rounds. But for some reason, we still like each other.
It's like one of those things. It's like politics. If you're on different levels, you just don't talk about it, and you're okay.
Yeah, I mean, I work with half of Packer fans, but we still work together.
Yeah, cool. All right, we'll let you get back to work because I know Hatter said you were working on something. So thank you for your time.
Take care, guys.
See ya.
Dang, Hatter, we should bring your father on more often.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. He's a tank. He's Papa Nadal. He's a legend. He fun fact, he had 5 or 4 21st birthday parties. He's 5. He's a party animal.
5 21 birthday parties?
Yep, it was just every year on his birthday in the summer that after he turned 21 the first year, every year after, it's like, hey, let's just have a party again. So yeah. There was one year that he threw my mom into a pool, threw our grandma into a pool. So yeah, he pretty good time.
He threw your grandma into a pool?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
His future mother-in-law at the time.
Oh, I don't know if you want to go this route, but WrestleMachine 28 ask Hatter's dad on the advice he's given to him about the Lindsay situation. Has your dad given you any advice about Lindsay?
Not really. That's fine.
Okay. Also, WrestleMachine wants to know how does your dad feel about your hat collection?
This is the one advice that I've gotten from my dad about dating. Wait until you're 50 and then think twice about getting married. It rolled down though.
And then the WrestleMachine wants to know about what does your dad think about your hat collection?
It's a little bit more favorable than what my mom thinks of it, but
yeah, your mom hates it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we were playing a card game. It was like a board game of sorts last week, and it was like writing things down, and everyone was taking shots at my hat collection. Things that are too much or things you shouldn't be buying. And like I just kept getting hammered. Like, wow.
Next time you get hammered, just say at least you don't have 800 hats like your friend.
Right.
So that might help you. I can't guarantee it. Now, Mark, what are the plans for this weekend? Anything crazy?
Work and maybe wash my car.
What kind of work do you do?
Like a shop assistant, basically. So, like tills, counters, whatever you want to call them.
Do you push carts like Hatter?
No.
Okay. So he's already one step up on you, Hatter. He doesn't push the carts.
I
think we should go back to. Huh? What's that, Mark?
I sort of just stand there and get paid whenever nobody comes in, so works for me.
Okay. Hatter, how come you don't go back to Fresh Time to push carts for a couple weeks?
Just the idea that everyone has to stay inside, and the idea of quarantine and stay away from people, and then me being the rebellious type and going out and furthering my points of contact just seems a little bit like a paradox. So
That's true. You got a good point there.
also, it was just to work for like 2 weeks, maybe 3. They wanted me to fill out more paperwork, like a application, a background check. It's like, I just want to help out for a few days. I don't want to go through all that hassle. It's like,
That
fine, no, I'll come back another
you would
day.
almost think that wouldn't be necessary, especially for a couple weeks. That seems like it would be unbeneficial to the store.
And for me being like a former employee for the last 5.5 years,
Right.
they would have already had my stuff in the system.
That should show you that they didn't even realize you were actually working there. That you just kind of showed up. You remember on Office Space when the guy got laid off or whatever, fired, and he didn't even know it. He just kept coming to work, and then he goes to the HR and he's like, "Hey, there's something wrong with my check. I didn't get it." And they're like, "Oh, we'll let you know. We'll check in on it." He just kept showing up to work, and then they put him in the closet in the basement. Hatter, sounds familiar?
It's been a while since I've seen Office Space.
Do you have a stapler?
No, I don't have one, and nor would it be red. Aw. So
Damn. Now, you said now, Mark. How long have you been working at the shop place that you're working at?
4 months.
Okay, not bad.
So not long.
What are wages like? What are wages typically like over there?
They're not too bad. I mean, I think it's about £6 for me per hour, and once you're 18, it's about £8. So it's not too bad. I can't complain. It's enough money to buy hats, of course.
Now, what is so you get paid more once you turn 18?
Yeah, it's minimum wage thing.
That's kind of jacked up. Now, what is that equivalent to US dollars? 6 and 8 pounds.
£6. I'll check it for you here.
And how many pounds does a hat typically cost?
Somewhere from like 25 to 50. So £6 is $7.29.
Kind of low, but I guess it works for over there, right?
It used to be better before Trump came in, I think. Which I don't know, but
How did Trump affect the? Are you meant like the dollar rate?
yeah,
Dollar
the
exchange rate?
exchange rate. Yeah, I think Brexit and Trump affected it somehow, but it
Okay.
should go back up eventually.
Huh. Okay, so you're making about roughly $7 an hour, so 6 pounds, and then hats are costing you. So basically, it takes you about 3 hours, roughly, to 7 hours to buy a hat.
Yeah, I can buy a
Okay.
hat, and I work 8 hours a week, so I could buy a hat basically every week.
That sounds about what I've been doing. Yeah, so I basically work for hats too. So yeah, Hatter. Important question: have you been saving money?
kind of.
The answer is a no.
Next.
By the way, how is your mom and sister doing working at the hospital? They've been doing good?
They've been okay. They haven't been going in as often, from what I can tell. Especially with my mom, she is in radiology, and right now that's not a high priority right now. So she helps out here and there with some of the tent work. So, and then my sister is kind of on the front lines essentially.
Now, have you been seeing more cases over there? Like we're up to 40 over here.
I did see that today, at least, Illinois got at least 7 new death cases for corona or for the situation.
Oh, I was gonna give you shit about something too, by the way.
Oh, okay. Oh, you have to make a list. You have so many things to give me shit about.
Oh no, but this one was a current one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So, you were telling me that I'm not 60, so I don't have nothing to worry about. But yet, I saw the British Prime Minister or whatnot. He passed away. He was only like 37, and then the 17-year-old kid in LA passed away. So, what are your thoughts about how it's attacking younger people now? More.
Well, see, it was beforehand, earlier in the stages that.
Are you eating your words now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll admit that. But it was more, hearing from the WHO reports that it more affected elderly people over 60. Them too. People with
no Mark gets that reference, right? Mark?
New Day.
Yeah. Hatter doesn't get the reference, but yes. Okay, continue on, Hatter.
But it was more pronounced with people that are over 60 with underlying respiratory issues. That was the perceived case beforehand, but now things have changed. So, yeah, I was wrong.
You heard it here first. Professor Hatter just said he was wrong about something. Record this, timestamp this. We need this for future records.
Yes,
by the way,
timestamp is? You don't know what a timestamp is. You never leave them. So how can
that's like asking if you know what video production is, because we never see your videos. By the way, Hatter, how come you haven't changed your hat for a while?
Oh, it's the third period of the Hawks game. I mean,
What happened with Jeopardy?
Oh, all three people didn't get the question right. So, lady named Susan, won the game.
Now, Mark, what kind of car do you drive over there?
Yeah, that was
because J38 just says, "What car at Mark?"
Ford Fiesta. So I don't think American
Ford Fiesta, that little tiny one.
Yeah, I mean it's fast, but eventually I'm gonna get a big, massive Ford truck. Eventually.
Okay, Mark, we have to wonder now. How tall are you?
5'7".
Shane O'Mac is still the shortest person in the group at 5'4", 265.
Per Shane O'Mac.
Damn. Poor Shane O'Mac. So you're 5'7".
Yeah, I'm not that big.
Damn, Hatter, you looking like a giant because you said you're almost 6 foot, right?
Yep. Although
J38 wants to know where the Mountain Dew is at. And then also he says we have Fiestas here too, but I don't think he means the car. So Hatter, where's your Mountain Dew?
Hold on, I have it.
Mark, are you still drinking your Red Bull or are you done?
I'm done.
Yeah, my cup of coffee already went bye-bye too. I was hoping there'd be more people on, but I guess nobody got that memo that even though this stuff is going on, that opening day should be a national holiday. I felt like that was one day that shouldn't have been canceled because unfortunately J38's actually working. Johnny G had to run some errands. Still haven't heard back from Manny. I was hoping Manny would get back on.
Where's Moke?
Moke TV probably snowed in Cincinnati. Who knows? He's in Cleveland, Ohio. And then the funny part is Shane O'Mac knew we were coming on because he even messaged me, and I don't know where he's been at. I guess he must have got his shipment of oil in for his wife to rub her feet some more. I don't know. Hatter, do you think that's where you did wrong with Lindsay? You didn't massage her feet for her. Manny is still at the store. Well, that's a good sign because if he's still at the store doing the interview, that's usually a good sign. But sometimes long interviews are not good signs. What's your consensus on a long interview, Hatter? Good or bad?
I feel like it's usually better. I remember there was one place that I was really looking forward to working at. It was called Impact. I think they were kind of like a technology group. And the phone and first interest with me lasted longer than the in-person interview. That was a real turnoff. I'm like, okay. So it would probably take me longer to go to the bathroom than it did to have the interview in person. So I'm probably not getting the job, which I didn't. So that didn't help.
Mark, what do you prefer? I'm just guessing. You probably haven't been on a lot of interviews, or if you have been on a couple long and short interviews, what is your preference?
I've only had
Long
one.
interviews or short?
I've only had one. It was about 20 minutes, so I'd say that's short, I guess, but there wasn't a lot of questions I was asked, so
Is that for the job you're at now, right?
yep.
Hatter, he's already beating you. He's 100% on his jobs with his interviews.
Good for him.
Now, Hatter,
Good for him.
did you tell
Thanks.
that company about your hat collection?
Probably not.
Damn, that's where you did wrong. The funny part is, true story. The funny part is, during my interview with Target, they asked me what days I didn't want to work, and I did say I didn't want to work on Thursdays because I do my podcast. So I did mention my podcast to them and whatnot. So yes, I did mention my podcast.
I don't know if it was at the Impact interview. It might have been at a different interview, but sometimes when they ask, like, when you're not at work, what do you like to do? I say I like to play trombone in my church brass band, and I like to make videos for my hat channel on YouTube.
Okay, so that makes sense because also I did mention that I collect hats. Now, Hatter, I forgot who brought this up, but did band practice get canceled as well? Are we still going to band practice?
No, our church has been closed down during the outbreak, during the quarantine time.
There's no have any churches really done like a technology type based one where you can log into like a website where you guys can have like a thing on a Sunday still, or no?
Oh yeah, they've done live streams. I haven't watched them, but they've been doing those.
You're not a true Lutheran like me here, Hatter.
If you were a true
You're
Lutheran,
not.
You would only sit in one pew your whole life. That's a true
Hey,
Lutheran, like we do.
I'm a true Christian by heart.
Yes, you are. I like that word.
And that is my own word too, by the way. Let's see here. Yeah, because J38. Now, Mark, just for curiosity reasons, what religion are you, and what is the main religion over there?
Christian. That's what I would be, and probably Christianity.
Okay, because Hatter, you're Lutheran, right?
Yep.
And I'm Chrislick, and then I don't know what everybody else is. I already forgot. Damn, I wish J38 canceled due to rusty trombone. That's from J38. I would think that J38 would get a lunch break here and there, but I guess even at home, they are just like pounding him with the work stuff. So that is why he's not on. Now, Mark, what was I going to say? Who's at the house right now? Anybody?
Myself, my brother, my mom, and my dad.
How many people live there?
4.
Is your mom at work?
Nope. It's like 20 to 11 here.
Wait, what time?
So yeah.
10:30. Oh, it's 10:40 over there, huh?
Yep.
Oh shit, so what time difference is that, Hatter? I can't do math.
I can't do math.
Oh, it's like
5 hours from Hatters, 7 from you.
Oh, okay.
I
So
think.
7 for me is 5 from Hatter.
I think, yeah.
That makes sense. J38 wants to know how much longer are you guys going for? To be honest, J38, until we kind of run out of funny stuff to talk about or to razzle on Hatter a little bit.
Or until it's dinner for me.
Or it's dinner time.
I mean, we're almost close to dinner.
Hatter, what is dinner tonight? What are we having for dinner? And are you cooking?
I have no idea what's for dinner tonight. My mom has a whole schedule planned out.
So Hatter, you are not cooking dinner tonight.
Nope, not me this time.
Hatter, do you usually cook dinner?
sometimes on Tuesdays, but that's only because I'm the only one home. So yeah, that's when I cook. And the go-to Tuesday night meal is like chicken patties and mac and cheese.
J38 said it's he heard the dinner triangle, so he might be leaving soon. Oh, don't feel bad, Hatter. I don't know what's for dinner. My wife is trying to get me to cook, and I absolutely don't like to cook. And then she's like, "I want you to go to the store to get some stuff," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm supposed to be staying at home and limiting my amount of time to going outside." And I was just at the store yesterday, and you didn't tell me to get nothing. So okay. How come?
We have like 20 pounds of meat from my dad's work that we can donate if you want.
What? I thought you said you're a vegan.
No, fuck no.
Okay. Just double checking. Mark, are you a vegan? Because you're pretty skinny there, buddy.
I'm not a vegan.
Because you're pretty skinny. How much do you weigh?
I have absolutely no idea. Probably like 130. I don't know.
Is that kilograms or pounds? Or what's the
Pounds.
weight?
Pounds,
Okay.
probably.
Damn, 130. I haven't been 130 since I was like 8.
Be right back.
God damn. Hatter's leaving again. That's all. That dang kid. Mac and cheese and fish sticks. That's what J38 is saying.
You can entertain him.
So he put you back on the spot again.
Yes, he did.
Now, does Hatter know how to actually cook?
No, but he's learning.
See, I know how to cook. I just don't like to cook myself.
Yeah. I mean, my wife has shown him things so that when he does move out, that he won't starve. And he won't spend all his money at McDonald's.
So true too.
Yeah.
What is like one of his favorite foods he likes to eat?
That he likes to eat?
We gotta go,
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, his go-to is the chicken patty.
See it. All the best.
See you, Mark. Have a good one. Bye,
too.
bud.
Bye.
Yeah,
So
so
chicken
yeah, we're
patties
always
and mac and
messing.
cheese.
Hot dogs.
Oh, he
And
does
hot
like
dogs.
his mac and cheese.
Yeah, he likes his hot dogs.
Okay. Yeah, we always give him crud because we always tease him about not like he always tells us he has to go to dinner or he can't come on because it's dinner time. We're like, what? You can't make your own dinner? And yeah, he always avoids us.
Yeah, well. So when mom wants to eat, we eat. So,
Yeah. Okay.
You know the rule. Happy wife equals happy life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've been married for like 20 years, so yes, I know.
But I've never seen a happy wife.
Tell me about it. There's always something going on, and it's always your fault. It doesn't matter what.
Damn straight.
Now, we always give Hatter crap about girls. Did you ever give him any input on the Lindsay situation?
Oh, I've advised, but I try to stay out. I mean, it's trial and error. It's crash and burn. You learned on your own, right? From friends.
Eventually, yeah.
Yep. So we've all been there.
I try to give my 17-year-old some advice too, but yeah, he doesn't really take it either. So I just kind of let him be at it as well.
And kids today don't date even into their 20s.
Yeah,
it's I got coworkers who are in their mid to upper 20s and they're first starting to date. They just had no time or interest.
And the funny part,
they'll hang out with people and they'll go drinking and doing whatever, maybe have a night or two, but that's about it.
and the funny part of it is a lot of it nowadays is like the way you get connected is by sending a DM. That's like, okay, that's how you ask people out nowadays.
Yeah.
So we always tell Hatter he needs to send out more DMs.
Yes, he does.
So are you working on anything exciting right now?
No, I'm home for 2 days from work because of the Corona thing. So I'm working on my car inventory.
Car
all my
inventory,
parts.
like, is what kind of job or field are you in?
I'm in meat processing,
Oh, okay.
so I'm surprised that Hatter hasn't.
I've mentioned you with Abe Froman
Oh,
before.
yes, I'm Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago.
No,
So-
Hatter, you've told us that.
I did, and you left. You asked who's Abe Froman.
Yeah, from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
See, I haven't seen that movie in quite a while, but I did ask you that. So,
Okay.
Hatter, where's my sausage at then?
He wants the sausage. The machines I work on make sausage, and they deliver meat into the casings of whatever size, kind of shape, dairy, bakery, pet food, anything that needs to be measured and portioned, stuff like that. That's what we do. That's what these machines do. If you go to the website on YouTube, look up my company name, Hantman, HANDTMANN, and you can see all the sausage being made.
Oh, I'm gonna check that out. Now, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to.
Okay.
How come Hatter's not working with you at your company?
Number one, it's a different field. First and foremost, he's in history and wants to work in a museum, presidential library, and that's fine. I'd never asked or wanted my kids to follow me in my footsteps because I never made any footsteps. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I still don't know what I want to do. And
yeah,
make the mortgage. That's about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not a believer in kids working at the same company. You need to go out and make a name for yourself. I had too many bosses above me in previous jobs where their kids came and made a mockery of themselves and made the boss look bad.
Yeah, I worked at one company where basically everybody was a family member. It did not work out too well.
No.
Me and my wife have worked with each other a couple times, and it wasn't too bad. It wasn't terrible or nothing. It's just, I really wouldn't want to work with my kid either. So I always try to put him in a different direction. Now, what do you think of him working at Best Buy with his bachelor's degree? We always give him crap about it, just because we expect him to do more.
For the short time he's been there, he's done a great job, and he seems to be excelling. And they want him to move up. Once the management situation gets sorted out over there, then they're talking about him being Mr. Apple. Being
nice.
in charge of those products.
What's the Amber Alert thing for?
I don't know. Amber Alert or what?
Emergency
for shutdown.
Something for the shutdown.
With Chicago.
So,
okay.
But hey, it's working. I'd rather see him working, doing something. And
definitely. I got laid off in July, so I'm going to take a quick job here, probably at Target myself. And I have my AA and human resources, so I understand. But we always give him crap because we want him to do good. We always tell him we just want him to do good.
That's right. That's right. I don't care what you do as long as you're doing something and you're happy doing it.
And you're happy, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, were you originally going to go to the Cubs opening day game whenever they had their opening day this time around?
No.
Well, they're playing Brewers.
The Cubs are playing the Brewers in Milwaukee. So today would have been opening day in Milwaukee. And my wife and I and another couple, we had tickets for Saturday.
Oh, yeah, tickets for Saturday. Okay.
Yeah.
And did you get refunded, hopefully, on that?
I don't know I think they're holding on to the money and the tickets just until they figure out what's going on.
Probably to active them and then say that'll be the game you go to type deal.
Yeah.
Rain check type deal.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. I'm not worried about it.
Now, when you go to those games, do you take Hatter or do you make him wear Brewer stuff? Or no, one time he wears Cub stuff, huh?
He wears his Cub stuff up there. I only take him to the Cub games so far.
Okay.
Cub series. Excuse me. And he wears his Cubs hats, and that's fine. Whatever. I just ignore him.
Now, what do you think overall of Miller Park there?
Love Miller Park.
It's not too
That's-
cookie cutter?
No, I was a season ticket holder to County Stadium for 3 years, and I had great seats. It was a close, intimate park. Even it was seated 53,000, but you were on top of the players. It was really nice. And I was sad when it closed, but I knew it had to happen because it was old and decrepit, and you had to move on. And I went to a exhibition game. It was the second game played at Miller that opening year, and it was snowing outside, and the roof was closed, and I was wearing a sweatshirt inside, drinking beer and eating brats, and I looked, County was in the rearview mirror. Never looked back.
Do they still have that big white beach chair out in the front that you could sit on?
Beach chair. Don't remember ever.
They had this huge white chair that was probably about 4 or 5 feet tall, and it was about 8 feet wide. Seriously, it would have been if you were looking at the stadium to the right-hand side.
At Miller.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't remember that.
Because I was over there in, what year was it? 2015, maybe 16. So I've been there one time.
Okay. I usually go in the right or left field door, way in the back corners. I very rarely venture up front.
Okay. And have they added any more statues or anything over there recently?
No statues, but they keep adding to the Wall of Honor, the Milwaukee Wall of Honor.
And is Bob Uecker ever still popping up out of there?
He's still there. He's 89, I think, this year.
Is he still announcing all the games or
Yeah.
partly?
No, he does not travel. He does all the home games.
Yeah. Okay.
If he travels, it's only like to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe to St. Louis, but that's about it.
The close by places?
Yeah.
And then somebody wants to know what you think of Hatter's hat addiction.
Spending a lot of money. But what do you do? I mean, I probably spent money on stupid things too in my lifetime.
Uh-huh.
But it's better than gambling, yes.
You got to throw your dad under the bus on that one, Hatter. It's funny. Before I started doing YouTube about 2 years ago, now we're coming up on about 2 years. I had about 350 or 400 hats, somewhere around there, and that was like a collection over like 10 years, give or take. And since I started doing YouTube, I've like literally doubled that. So yes, I can understand that.
Well,
and
you got to have a hobby.
Yeah, and now that I work at Lids, it's a little bit more harder because I've been working at Lids part-time since November. So, yes, I do tell my wife, though, I don't drink that much and I don't do anything else. So there are worse hobbies in the world.
Yes. Yeah, you could be.
Do you agree with Hatter that he counts all his hats in his collections, like his beanies and his leprechaun hat? Should those be in his hat collection?
It's a hat.
A beanie is a hat?
A winter hat.
The only beanie that I would recognize is the beanie that Flounder wore in Animal House. You know,
because we always give him crap that he includes his winter hats, or in my case beanies, into his collection because we say they're not real hats.
Like the Ivy caps I have, like the grandpa hats. That I count.
I mean, yeah. If it's a specialty hat, winter hat, but like a knit wool hat, no, forget it.
Hatter, see, you just lost 5 hats. Now, what do you think of Hatter? Do you think Hatter's leprechaun hat should be included?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, what about his one from Greece?
The one,
the one from, yeah, I'm okay with that too. It's a specialty hat.
Okay. And I tell him that his one that his grandfather gave him is a cool one, so that one's okay too. But the main ones are the beanies because they're not real hats to us.
They're just. Where's a beanie? What are you talking about? As
Like
far
a
as a
winter hat, a knit wool hat.
Oh yeah, knit wool hat. No.
Even my
Hatter-
first one. Well, even the red one I don't count.
Hatter counts those in his collection. He's added about 10 of them.
No.
All right, you heard it here first, Hatter. Your dad says no. So, all right, we're gonna go back to Hatter. Thank you very much again. Bye. Dude, your dad's more entertaining than you are sometimes.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
See, your dad even says the beanies don't count.
Oh, the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup.
You really want me to get demonetized off my 50 cents a day, don't you?
Yep.
I gotta make my 50 cents a day, God. Let's see here. So
That's
no more
in the
questions.
plot.
We do have 7 people in here, but nobody apparently wants to come on. So
Yeah.
so what are the
people-
plans the rest of the day?
It says 7 people are watching, but like only 3 people are commenting, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand that either. So what are your plans the rest of the day? Did you already upload that video that you said you're
Yeah.
going to upload, or
Yes, I did. It uploaded within the first 10 minutes of your first attempt at the live stream.
yeah, that sucks.
So it's up already. It's a short opening day kind of parody video I made, reacting to like, hey, I'm excited, it's opening day, but then it's not actually opening day.
Don't
So
tell me
that's
about
what-
it. I just my big question about that one. Did you already get copyright claimed?
Let me check. So far, no.
You should be good, unless that is
Well-
one thing I will say though. Where is there any like legit places to get free music that you could actually use without getting copyright claimed?
I mean, if you just look up YouTube or copyright free music through YouTube, there's a whole like collection of them. It takes a while to find the right song that you want to fit the mood, but there is stuff out there.
So it's through YouTube then.
Right. But the songs that I used for this opening day video are copyrighted, so who cares?
Well, I've told you 1,000 times. Pick something different so you can build up your time. Every little bit helps.
But it helps with the perspective. It helps with the mood of the video.
I get that. I know my music is bad, but I just don't want people to still take credit for my stuff. Now, even when you use free YouTube music, do people still try? I don't know this question, and maybe you do, but do people still try to take copyright claims on those musics, even though it's free music by YouTube?
I'm looking at my YouTube Studio on my laptop here. The last time I got I haven't got a copyright strike. I have copyright claims against me. The last one was on my White Sox trailer video, and that was in October. So it says that the channel impact, the claim on your video does not affect your channel. This is not a copyright strike. Visibility is public, but it is ineligible for monetization, which I don't really care, to be honest.
Well, the thing is, you don't care, but you got to remember though, when they do that, you don't get the watch time to put towards your 4,000 watch hours,
right?
And you don't get the views.
I think that I've been getting better at using my own content and not having to rely on extra stuff. So I think it's starting to outweigh my original content with the copyright claim.
Now, I do recommend though, if you're going to use music, try not to use lyrical music. Even if I have to borrow a song, like the Mission Impossible one, there's no lyricalness in it, so you can't copyright it. From what I understand, for the most part.
Right, and especially with there's a lot of like electronic instrumental stuff that they make for YouTube right now. But for the most part, for like classical music, most of it's is copyright free because the guys have been dead for 70 plus years. at least.
Now, here's an idea. Why aren't you creating your own music? Like, get a little keyboard and record it and stuff.
I had done compositions before, but I just stalled on it. I just lost my creative touch. I was working on a symphony, and
Yeah, what happened to that?
hell if I know.
Weren't you working on a symphony for like 4 years?
Starting in 2013, yeah.
What happened?
One, school got in the way. I had to focus on my classes because I wasn't a music student. And two, like when I did finish writing my music, I had asked for help for like edits, like, hey, can you look this over and make sure the chord structures are right, making sure I follow some of the all the rhythms and the meters right, but no one ever took the time, which I understand. So it kind of fell off. And I also started writing music that was smaller, that was for my brass band at church. So it was easier to write something that was like 3 or 4 minutes compared to something that's like 15 minutes.
Well, why don't you do short segments for your videos?
Could try.
Yeah, why not?
But like
I hear
as you just point out, I overcomplicate things. So
I hear they got YouTube videos to teach you how to do your own music.
well, that too.
All right, so it looks like J38 went bye-bye. Wrestle Machine is probably the only one still here with me and you. And then Mark wants to know when we're going to do the next live stream. Are you working tomorrow night?
I work next.
No, you said Saturday.
Saturday,
right?
10 to 6 o'clock.
Are you free tomorrow night around 7 my time?
Yeah.
So 9 o'clock your time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I got no hot dates with Lindsay anyway, so might as well.
Oh yeah, there was a question about that too. Russell Machine wanted to know if your dad ever met Lindsay. I'm guessing so.
Nope.
No. Oh, okay.
Nope.
Well, answer that question.
I don't think he knows this, but it was my senior year of high school. There was a violin player that I had a crush on, and her and I were kind of in like a fight in a way. She wasn't liking me, which is understandable, and I was trying to.
You pulled a simp move.
Yeah, well, and I was like trying to, in a way, win her back, and wasn't really working out too well, which I understood. And we were sitting. It was after an orchestra trip. We were playing at a college, and then we went out to dinner, the whole orchestra. And I look over to see that she's sitting next to one of her friends that I know, and next to the girl that I like, my dad's sitting there entertaining. I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna go so wrong. But I don't know how it turned out. It was
All
just
right.
almost painful to watch. I'm like, what will he say? Like, because
that just explained a whole lot about you. You get very attached very easily.
oh yeah.
No wonder you like the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah.
Now, what does your dad think of when we call you Professor Bandwagon? Have you told him that's your nickname with us?
He's laughing.
Okay. So, all right, we're going to go. Huh?
He's laughing in a good way.
Because it's funny. It's so true sometimes. Okay, so tomorrow, if you can make it, I'll be back at 7 o'clock. So, yeah, hopefully we'll have more people on because I know Johnny doesn't. No, Johnny's at work tomorrow night, I think. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Oh, wait, I'll see you tomorrow. Tell your dad have a good rest of the day. I'll see you guys later.
All right, he says bye.
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 Bye, everyone.
40 something.